What's the future for Iraq, given all the violence and chaos there? The former head of the US Army, General Ray Odierno, says partitioning the country might be the only solution. Iraq's top Shia cleric, Ayatollah Ali Sistani, said last month that without real reform, Iraq could be, quote, dragged to partition. Remember, ISIL now controls 1/3 of the country's territory, while Iraq's Kurds have very little interest in being governed from Baghdad. But in a recent and much discussed op-ed, the country's top diplomat here in Washington, D.C. said those predicting partition couldn't be more wrong. Iraq's ambassador to the United States, Luqman Faili, joins me now. Why are you so sure that a formal partition of Iraq won't happen, given an informal one seems to have already happened on the ground?
Thank you for having me on the show. I think Iraqis are not calling for it. The international community are not calling for it. Geopolitics does not allow it. ISIS or Daesh are calling for it. Do we want to fulfill their wishes? No way. We think the unity of Iraq will be the best deal in defeating Daesh and helping with the prosperity and stability of Iraq. So it's an Iraqi call for unity.
You say that only ISIS is calling for it, but as I mentioned, the top American general who ran the war in Iraq says it's the only solution because it's so divided. Even the top Shia cleric in the country, Ayatollah Sistani, says it may happen, whether you like it or not, it may happen.
I don't see it.
At all, ever?
I don't see it. I'm talking about in the reading of the current reading and the desires and wishes of the Iraqis.
You say desires of the Iraqis. You're both Kurdish and Shia. What's your message to your fellow Kurds who always seem to be agitating to be free from the Shia-led government in Baghdad? They seem to want to go their own way, your fellow
Baghdad
Kurds.
is has a government which is representative of the whole of Iraq. The cabinet is the reflection of the whole of Iraq, so it's not a Shia-led. My own personal belief is that there is no time and there is certainly not appetite for it geopolitically, and Iraqis don't want it. The Kurds themselves, they have adhered to the constitution.
But the Kurds want it. Let's be honest. You know better than I do. The Kurds want to be free. They want their own state.
But also the Kurds know the realities of the situation and know what's the best for them. There is a better stability, prosperity, development for the Kurds as part of Iraq. Iraqis also want that.
They say that actually it's better for them to go it alone, sell their own oil, get their own money. Right now they're arguing with the central government over how the revenues are split.
We have a constitution which we all agreed to. That's what's binding us.
Are the Kurds sticking to the constitution when it comes to oil sales?
Well, they have to stick to the constitution.
Are they sticking? Not whether they have to.
Everybody has to stick to the constitution.
Are they sticking to the constitution?
We are an evolving democracy.
I'll take that as a no then.
We have also, no, let's talk about that. We are encouraging decentralization by the nature of the constitution and the desires of the people.
Your critics are quite clear that you, they say, are the representative of a sectarian, pro-Shia, anti-Sunni government. What do you say to that?
Well, the president is a Sunni Kurd. The minister of defense is a Sunni Arab. I'm a Kurd Shia. The prime minister is a Kurd, the Shia Arab.
But you don't accept any claims then that the government behaved in a way that marginalised some of the Sunnis who went into the hands.
We are a new democracy. We are at the very early age of a new state. So this part of dialogue is required. No single entity can say that they are free from abusing others. That's what took place, unfortunately, in 2005 and 6 and 7. Now we have a coalition government who focused on unity. That's reflected in the parliament. It's reflected in the cabinet.
Just on all the violence, you mentioned Daesh, ISIL. We've seen their atrocity videos, but now we're seeing some pretty horrific videos from some of the pro-government so-called Shia militias. One recent video which went viral showed a top Iraqi Shia commander mutilating the dead corpse of an ISIL fighter. Why doesn't your government stop such things from happening?
The Prime Minister has made public that he takes any of these claims seriously. We have zero tolerance for them. But
you say zero tolerance, but they're happening. You just have to go on YouTube.
I'm not denying that they are not happening, but as a systematic no. Do we deal with it when we know about these issues? Yes, we do. Do we have a 100% professional army? No, but we're working, well said, we are a project in the making. That's still ongoing. We need support in relation to further professionalism, further training and others.
And you would agree that the behavior of some of these groups on the ground acts as a recruiting sergeant for Daesh, for ISIL?
Certainly. But at the same time, we also know that Daesh have no rule of engagement. They create atrocities. That's why we need to have a more professional training, and we need support in that aspect as well.
Ambassador Faili, thanks for joining me in the arena. That's our show. Up Front will be back next week.